Coming up on RNE TV, found out how teachers jumped in their car and got the COVID-19 vaccine.
Plus, many teachers at RNE are international teachers. How has COVID impacted them? And we have a new Sports 360 with updates on spring sports. Get ready because RNE TV starts now. Good morning. Today is Wednesday, April 28th, and today is an A-Day. My name is Ebony Christie. In March, Governor McMaster announced that teachers were able to receive the vaccination. Some of them chose to get vaccinated on their own, but Richland too decided to provide their employees with the Pfizer vaccine. RNE TV reporter Christina Foster attended the event.
I was nervous at first because of needles, but I do have tattoos, but you know, I'm still scared of it. But as far as getting back into the school, I think how they had everything arranged was perfect.
Richland District 2 had a drive-through vaccination event for teachers and staff from March 25th to the 26th.
We were tasked with pulling off a vaccination clinic. Dr. Davis asked us to try to vaccinate as many staff, teachers and staff as possible.
Although teachers feel more comfortable with having a vaccine, Richland 2 made the decision for teachers to go back 5 days a week, which was 22 days before teachers were fully vaccinated.
So bringing kids back into the classroom has been a necessity, but it has also been a huge stress on us for not having the vaccine for so long.
I was a little hesitant. I think that even though there was safety precautions set in place, it felt like there was a little sense of fear.
Those who took advantage of the event said that it doesn't just affect them, but also the people around them.
And I work with kids at school, and I travel. I'm a full-time musician, and I work at a school, so I'm around people all the time. So I'd rather be safe. I hate to say safer, but you know, like I'd rather be safe around around the people that I'm around and whatnot.
Dawn McAdams, the coordinator of health services for the district, says that this is the first step in going back to normal.
They have started allowing teachers to get vaccinated because that's the first step in helping cut down on COVID-19 transmission, is getting people vaccinated. It doesn't take away wearing our masks and social distancing, but it will help slow the spread of COVID-19.
Reporting for RNE TV, I'm Christina Foster.
Thanks, Christina. Anyone over the age of 16 is able to get vaccinated. If you are interested in receiving the vaccine, you can visit vaxlocator.dhec.sc.gov to find your nearest location. People gathered in the auditorium on March 31st for the Mr. and Mrs. RNE pageant. This year, only seniors were allowed to participate. The contestants performed in a casual wear, formal wear, and a talent portion. Miss RNE is Alyssa Singletary and Mr. RNE is Elijah Slater.
It honestly feels really good to win Miss RNE considering the circumstances, and the fact that we were able to still have the pageant while we were in the middle of the pandemic was awesome.
It feels amazing. Honestly, this is my second crown here at Richland Northeast, and you know, Richland Northeast is my school, it's my home. I really will bleed orange and blue till the day I die, so I love this school so much.
A lot of virtual rehearsals went into it, and trying to basically plan everything around everyone's schedule, because some of us work after school or some of us are in other activities during lunch.
Doing this was a lot of work. We had to teach people the dance for the choreography and everything like that. I choreographed the opening number, and then I also worked backstage and getting everyone lined up, making sure everyone was on time, getting dressed and everything like that. It was a lot of work, but I think it came together very nicely.
On our last show, we reported that several seniors petitioned the district to allow seniors to have more tickets to graduation. Since that story aired, the district decided to move graduation from the Colonial Life Arena to the Harry Perrone Stadium. Seniors now have 4 tickets for family and friends, and graduation will be held on June 9th at 8 a.m. See you guys there. Many RNE teachers are international teachers. They have traveled from all over the world to teach in America. But COVID-19 has impacted international travel. Here's more on how these travel bans have impacted RNE teachers.
Comprehensive staff since
Teachers come in different forms. At Richland Northeast High School, international teachers play a big part.
International teachers are teachers who are not from the country that they come to teach. These are people from other countries that they come with their expertise to share with the students here and, of course, the teachers.
Having an international teacher impart his or her culture, his or her perspectives, and her experiences as well will give the students the opportunity to look at the learning on a brighter or on a larger angle or perspective.
The COVID-19 pandemic forced a travel ban, leaving international teachers stuck in America and preventing new international teachers coming to America.
The presidential travel ban last year, and that restricted the international teachers' ability to travel into the United States so that they could be employed with the district. So all of our recruitment efforts had to stop.
Ms. Burke is one of the international teachers who hasn't got a chance to go back home due to the travel ban.
To do what we have to do, follow the protocols, be cautious, take the necessary steps in order for all of this to be over with. I do feel it for them, but there's not really much that we can do. It's best for us to stay put.
Teachers have to be flexible, even though they may want to go back. It's necessary to stay because of their safety, the safety of their families back in their countries.
Richland 2 has created a program to help new international teachers come into the United States once the travel ban is down.
Have just implemented, what we call the FIT, the FIT program for international teachers. It's a fellow international teacher program where new teachers who are coming over will be able to partner with individuals who are from their home country and have a mentor of some sort so that they feel like they're welcomed and they're comfortable and they have everything they need to be successful.
EPI, also known as Educational Partners International, has released a statement saying that the Department of State, along with all sponsors, continues to monitor the current COVID situation as it relates to exchange visitors and the exchange visitors program. We will continue to make decisions that are in the best interest of health, safety, and well-being of our program participants. As the cases decrease, teachers are looking forward to traveling back home. Reporting for RNE TV, I'm Christina Foster.
With more people receiving the COVID-19 vaccine, travel is slowly beginning again. If you decide to get the shot, make sure to hold on to your shot records for future travel plans. Coming up after the break, Mark is back with the new RNE TV Trivia, and we have a new Sports 360. We'll be right back.
So women empowerment, I think another word for that we hear, or another phrase that we hear all the time is girl power, just uplifting girls and women, just creating opportunities for them, creating safe spaces. That's how I would define it. Just taking the limits off of women and just tapping into their inner powers. So I got inspiration from my nonprofit back in my early 20s. So I was sent to a women's shelter, and while I was there, that's where I got the inspiration for the nonprofit. The biggest thing is that it helped me find my purpose. You just view life differently. It's like you really wake up and you just look forward to each day. Like until you find it, it's like an indescribable feeling. So I would say that has really changed me as a person.
You can visit their website at www.shesprettypowerful.com and also on their Instagram at shes.prettypowerful.
Welcome back. Last year, spring sports were forced to turn in their jerseys early as we went into lockdown. But this year, spring sports are in full effect, and here's our new Sports 360.
Welcome to this edition of Sports 360. I'm Mary Jane Davis. The 2021 spring sports season is well underway, and we covered what happened before spring break. Let's start on the field. The girls' soccer team hosted Dreer at home on March 25th. The Cavaliers fell to the Blue Devils with a final score of 9-0. Their current record is 1-8.
1, 2, 3, Cavs!
The boys hosted Dreer at home on March 25th. The Cavaliers fell with a final score of 6-0. The boys visited Westwood on Tuesday, March 29th, and topped the Redhawks with a final score of 5-2. Their current record is 1-8. Let's move on to the track. The track team participated in the meet on April 16th at Keenan High School. The boys team scored 12 total points. Amir Cherry placed first in the 300-meter race. Jaquan Clark placed second in the 100 and 300-meter races. Lamont Terry placed third in the 110-meter hurdles. The girls' team scored 0 total points and did not place in any events. COVID-19 has impacted the sports world, from games being canceled to team activities being paused. But the impact goes beyond the games. College recruitment is very different this year. Here is Sports 360 reporter Jackson Stanton with more.
COVID-19 has impacted everyone's lives, including high school athletes.
Athletic-wise, we weren't able to play in as many tournaments this summer as we wanted to. We also didn't get to play as many games, outer region games as we would during the high school season. And we could only play 2 games a week, which is different. We would normally play around 3 games.
The NCAA implemented a dead period where college coaches and high school athletes cannot meet face-to-face on March 13, 2020 because of COVID-19.
It's affected all kind of recruiting in every level. Sports, it doesn't matter with baseball, football, whatever sport. The college coaches haven't had a chance to go out because of COVID restrictions. They have not been allowed to go out.
Because of COVID-19 restrictions, athletes are struggling to build relationships with college coaches.
It was kind of a little bit difficult, not able to see the campus and stuff like that. I send films to coaches, and a lot of coaches like my highlight and everything, and that's when they started really hitting me up and start actually, calling my phone and everything.
It was very difficult because coaches over the summer couldn't come out and recruit in person, so I had to send in a bunch of videos and post stuff on Twitter, use social media.
USC tight ends coach Eric Kimmery says social media is more important now than ever before.
100% of our recruiting now is happening through technology, virtual visits, Zoom meetings, Instagram tags, and you name it. So Twitter DMs and texting, calling, and things like that.
Without being able to meet with athletes, coaches are having to rely heavily on social media and game film.
A lot of times you'll have a kid come to camp for 2 or 3 years and you get some legitimate times on that kid. You can get some legitimate measurements. How much does he really weigh? What does he really run on the 40? I think it puts a premium on those film evaluations.
New Richland Northeast head football coach Walter Wilson has tips for athletes to stand out in front of college coaches.
First thing is you need to get grades, because this year is separated more than any time. You're looking at a school that's going strictly after that kid that's doing well in the classroom. The best thing a kid can do is get their GPA up.
NCAA Division I is planning on ending the recruiting dead period this summer. Reporting for RNE TV, I'm Jackson Stanton.
Thanks, Jackson. If you are an athlete looking for recruitment options, speak with Mrs. James in the College and Career Center. Moving on to the Diamond, the softball team hosted Irmo on Monday, March 22nd. The Cavaliers fell to the Yellow Jackets with a final score of 14-0. The Cavs hosted the AC Flora Falcons on Thursday, April 1st, and fell with a final score of 18-0. Their current record is 2-8.
Getting ready for this season, I took a different approach. We had more practices we didn't have any scrimmages. It's been different because we have a very young team. So knowing that we didn't get to play last year and they didn't get those opportunities, these last 2-3 games have really been their first games for a lot of them ever playing softball.
Check out the most recent edition of the Cavalier News Magazine for a feature on the Palmer sisters and how the pitcher and catcher duo led the softball team. The baseball team hosted Irmo on Monday, March 22nd. The Cavaliers were struggling in the early going, being down 4-1 after the 4th inning. After an explosive 5th inning, the Cavs led 9-5. The Yellow Jackets came back in the 7th inning, bringing the score to an 11-11 tie. After a late Irmo lead, junior Matthew Davidson hit a 2-run walk-off for the Richland Northeast victory. The Cavs topped the Yellow Jackets with a final score of 14-13. The baseball team faced AC Flora on April 1st and fell to the Falcons with a final score of 18-1. Their current record is 6-6.
It's different with masks and social distancing and a couple things that we've done as far as trying to eliminate kids in the dugout and just the checks before practice and all that's just a little different. But once we get out here and playing and doing all that kind of stuff, it's pretty similar to what we're used to.
The boys tennis team faced Irmo on Tuesday, March 16th and fell short to the Yellow Jackets with a final score of 4-3. They tried to bounce back on April 1st but fell to Irmo with a final score of 6-0. That wraps up this edition of Sports 360. Remember to follow @Cavplex on Twitter and Instagram for the latest updates and scores. Reporting for RNE TV, I'm Mary Jane Davis.
You can check out girls soccer, baseball, and softball tomorrow in action against Westwood. Y'all really enjoyed the first edition of RNE TV Trivia last show. Mark is back with a new edition to test your trivia skills. Check it out.
Are you up to test your knowledge? Let's see. This is RNE TV Trivia. In which country was the chocolate chip cookie created?
America.
I'm gonna say Belgium. United States.
Is a tomato a fruit or a vegetable?
Both.
Vegetable.
It is a fruit.
Now this is a tricky question. Botanically, a tomato is a fruit because it contains seeds. However, in 1893, the Supreme Court ruled that a tomato was a vegetable because of the primary uses it has in cooking. What is -1 to the power of 3?
Is it 0? Oh my god, really? -1 cubed is 1, right?
-1.
Name a country that is touching the equator.
Ecuador.
China.
Ecuador.
Other than Ecuador, the countries that touch the equator include Colombia, Brazil, Gabon, Republic of the Congo, Democratic Republic of the Congo, Uganda, Kenya, Somalia, Maldives, Indonesia, Kiribati, and Sao Tome and Principe. Now here's a final question for you. What is the oldest known instrument to human history? The answer is the flute. Reporting for RNE TV, I'm Mark Smith.
Thanks, Mark. I definitely didn't know the flute was the oldest instrument. Well, that's all we have for today's show. Make sure to follow us at Cavplex on Twitter and Instagram so you can stay up to date with the latest information. Reporting for RNE TV, I'm Ebony Christie, and remember, it is always a great day to be a Cavalier.
Thank you.